The Starlight Sorceress. All right, little starhopper, snuggle under your blanket. It's time for one of your favorite kinds of stories. Yes, the ones with space and stardust and a little bit of magic. This one's about a girl named Lyra, who lived on a dusty colony far away from Earth, where the sky never got dark and where no one believed in magic. Until Lyra changed everything. Ready? Let's drift into the story together. On the colony of Eos 7, a long, long way from the blue-green cradle of Earth, the sun never really set. It orbited slowly around the planet in a strange dance with Eos's twin moons, and even in the quietest hours, the sky glowed a soft peach and lavender hue. Lyra was just 16 years old, with hair the color of old copper wiring and a laugh like wind chimes. She was a maintenance apprentice, spending her days checking hydroponic systems and unclogging solar relays for the central colony dome. It wasn't glamorous work, but she liked it. There was something peaceful about working with her hands, even if her coveralls were always dirty. Now, what you need to know about EOS 7 is this. Everything ran on logic and power cores. Magic? Ha! That was just something from Earth Tales. Something people used to believe in before they had equations and plasma drives. The grown-ups laughed at the idea. Even the kids did. Most of them. But not Lyra. Every night after her shifts, she'd sneak out to the ridge above the dome and sit among the glowing crystal grass, clutching her mother's old storybook. It was ancient, made of actual paper, can you imagine? The pages were frayed, but Lyra didn't care. The book was filled with tales of earth witches and sky wizards, starlight spells and elemental songs. Her mother had once called it our family's secret history. But her mother was gone now. She'd been a researcher, quiet, brilliant, a bit odd, and had vanished during an expedition into the canyons, just after Lyra's 12th birthday. The search bots had found nothing. People whispered about it for a while, then stopped. Lyra never did. One evening, sitting on that same ridge, Lyra felt something strange. The wind died all at once. The air shimmered, not like heat haze, but like a ripple in reality. And then she saw it, a glowing thread floating in the air. Just a single strand, bright as moonlight. She reached out. The moment her fingers touched it, a spark jumped into her hand. She gasped, and for a second she saw everything. The underground roots of the plants below her, the electrons spinning inside her wristcom, the energy pulsing through the colony's shield grid far below. It was like the world had cracked open, and she could feel it. When she came back to herself, the thread was gone. Something inside her had changed. That night, her dreams were vivid. She saw her mother in a robe made of stars, standing in a forest that shimmered like glass. "You found the first thread," her mother said. "Follow it. Magic isn't gone. It's just waiting." Lyra woke up with her heart pounding. From that night on, strange things began to happen. When she got frustrated with a stuck airlock valve, it would suddenly pop loose. dead hydroponic plants revived when she walked by. Her fingers buzzed whenever she was near the power core of the dome, as if it recognized her. She told no one, not yet. But she started experimenting. She'd sneak out at night and try to tug at the invisible threads she sometimes glimpsed. Glowing filaments that wove through the air, invisible to others. With practice, she could pull them, tie them, even braid them into tiny patterns that caused strange reactions. Gravity pulses, light bursts, water that flowed backward for a second. Each time she used the threads, she felt closer to her mother, like she was walking a trail her mother had once followed. One day, deep in the tech bay, she found a hidden panel behind the reactor console. Inside was a small, triangular device and a handwritten note. It read, "To my bright Lyra, when the world no longer makes sense, follow the unseen. The truth is stitched into the air." The device was a thread compass, not standard colony tech. This was something else. When she powered it up, it didn't show directions or maps. It showed light trails, like floating ribbons that only she could see, winding out toward the far canyons. So one night, she packed a bag, left a note for her mentor, and followed the light. It led her across the desert plains, through fields of whispering mirror trees, and into the red canyons where her mother had disappeared. And there, deep in a cave that hummed with ancient energy, she found it. A temple, not built by colonists. Older, alien maybe. Or something before aliens. The walls were etched with symbols she somehow understood, and inside the main chamber floated a great sphere of threadlight, dozens of strands weaving through the air like music made visible. She stepped in, and it spoke. Not with words, but images, feelings, memories. It showed her a history hidden from the colonists that once, long ago, magic was real. Not spells and potions, but the ability to sense and guide the world's energy, the hidden weave beneath matter. Earth had once known it. But as people grew louder, faster, more logical, they forgot how to listen. But some still remembered. People like her mother. This place was a sanctuary, a library of the old weave. It had been waiting for Lyra. She stayed in that canyon for days, learning, practicing, growing stronger. She could now move water with the flick of her fingers, shape light into images, calm wild storms with a wordless song. And through it all, she kept hearing her mother's voice, not a ghost, not a memory, but a presence woven into the fabric of the weave itself. She wasn't gone, not really, just transformed. When Lyra returned to the colony, people noticed the change. Plants bloomed brighter around her. Systems stabilized when she touched them. She could feel when someone was sad or angry, but not by their face, but by the twist in the threads around them. She used her gifts quietly, gently, never calling it magic, just helping. But one day there was a crisis. A meteor storm hit without warning. The shields flickered, the power core overloaded, and chaos broke out. While others panicked, Lyra ran to the main reactor. The system was moments from collapse. She didn't hesitate. She reached into the core, not physically, but into the weave around it. She pulled the broken threads, rebraided them, smoothed their hum. Lights returned, alarms stopped, and everyone turned to her in awe. She told them the truth then, about the threads, about the hidden weave, about the quiet magic still humming beneath the machines and metal. Some didn't believe her. Others were afraid. But many listened, and slowly they began to see, children especially. They learned to sit quietly and listen to the plants, to the stars, to the threads. Lyra became more than a maintenance worker. She became a guide, a whisperer, a weaver of harmony. And though she missed her mother, every day she knew, when she shaped the weave, when she helped the colony, when she sang to the sky, that her mother was still with her. Not in the past, but in every thread she touched. And that, my little starhopper, is the story of Lyra, the girl who brought magic back to a world that had forgotten it. Remember, sometimes the most powerful things aren't loud or flashy. Sometimes they're quiet, gentle, hidden in the spaces between moments, like dreams, like hope, like you drifting off to sleep. Good night, little one. Dream of threads and starlight.